Let's talk certificates. If you want to come into the tech industry, you do need to get some certificates. You don't have to have a degree. However, you do need some certificates. We're looking at Linux. When it comes to Linux, should you be Red Hat certified or compTia Linux Plus certified? I would tell everybody, when it comes to being Linux certified, go with Red Hat. Red Hat is way more better than compTia Linux Plus. compTia Linux Plus is easier to get, don't get me wrong, because I think their exam is only 90 minutes, whereas Red Hat is 3 hours. 3 hours. My very first reason for saying go for Red Hat over compTia, it's the in-depth knowledge you will gain from being Red Hat certified. Red Hat is product specific, right? compTia is just a generalization. Red Hat verifies your skills, whereas compTia Linux Plus verify your knowledge, what you know. So compTia is basically what you know, and Red Hat is mostly what can you do, right? Just keep that in mind. compTia Linux Plus, you learn general information. You learn stuff about Ubuntu, Debian, Fedora, just generalize. I think they open you up to CentOS as well. But it's not hardcore hands-on. It's more of basic information. Whereas Red Hat is hands-on, 100%. You learn a lot more with Red Hat. That's number one. Number two, Red Hat is enterprise standard. A lot of companies uses Red Hat over other distributions. So when you learn Red Hat, it opens up more doors for you, right? You can get higher salary when it comes to you knowing Red Hat or you having a Red Hat certificate versus a compTia certificate. Red Hat salaries start from 120, whereas compTia start from 60, right? Another thing is when you study compTia is more compTia is more for help desk, right? When you have your compTia Linux Plus license, most of the jobs that would hire you with that license it's either IT help desk or network, like the basic in tech. But when you have your Red Hat certificate, it opens up doors like network engineering, cloud engineer, DevOps. So you have a lot more opportunities with a Red Hat certificate. Now, before I go on, when you go in for your Red Hat certificate, you have to make sure you're studying the right one. I think now we're in RHEL 10, right? Some people study RHEL 9, RHEL 8. Make sure you're studying RHEL 10. As of 2026 is RHEL 10. So make sure when you read in your notes, the notes is for RHEL 10. I mean, you can study RHEL 9, but RHEL 10 is a little bit more updated. Now, with Red Hat have a lot of products you can incorporate. So once you study Red Hat, once you get so advanced in Red Hat have stuff like you can incorporate AI into your learning as well with Red Hat. Whereas compTia, it's not much of that. They can't really do that because compTia is not a product. It's just a company teaching you different things and making you certified for you to go out there and work. But I would always advocate and tell people, when you study anything, especially when it comes to tech, if you have the opportunity to study the product itself, do that, right? So if a company is giving you an opportunity to learn about their platform, it's always best to do that. So for example, I take a lot of IBM certificates. It's always good to learn the product, learn IBM, and some of the certificate on IBM is free. Learn Oracle, right? If you're into databases, I always start off with Oracle. Oracle is the product itself. For example, cloud, learn Azure, because Azure, it gives you that opportunity to incorporate it with different areas or different things with Microsoft. So for example, if I'm working with Visual Studio, and you're doing some type of software to collect data and collect data from the cloud, you would need Azure. Once you know how this that whole Microsoft ecosystem work, it will be perfectly fine for you in your development environment, right? So because Azure is Microsoft, it's easy to incorporate both products together. So I always advise people to learn if the company is offering a type of course for you to learn, go with the company than going and learn stuff or get your certificate from Coursera or even MIT. Like, I would take a course from Red Hat before I take a course from MIT, right? MIT may sound good or looks good on your resume, but if you actually take the course from the company itself, in my opinion, it's way more better for you. So if Red Hat is offering a course, if Oracle is offering a course, if IBM is offering a course, if Microsoft is offering a course, take it. Because guess what? When you are working, the product you're working with is not MIT product. The product you're working with is either going to be Windows, Red Hat, IBM. Most of the products out there that you're working with is under these umbrella. Your distribution will probably be Red Hat. The tools that you're using to write the code, like Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code, it's going to be Microsoft. If you're using some type of database, as much as people love Postgres, but Oracle is still there in the market and is using very much with a lot of companies. Or even if you're doing cloud, right? It's going to be Microsoft, because Azure is in the Microsoft environment. So you have to look at companies that dominate the tech sector, and if any of these companies are giving a free course or they have some type of course that you have to pay $500 to take it, I would so go for the company over going to a college and taking the course, or going on Coursera or Udemy and taking a course, right? So that's just my opinion. When it comes to both certificate, compTia Linux Plus doesn't require you to know anything at all. Like, you can just come in fresh and study, and that's it. But with Red Hat, they expect you to know a little bit of Linux before you take the course, or when you're studying for the course, you have to know a little bit about Linux. So if you have a Red Hat certificate on your resume versus a compTia Linux Plus, you would stand out way more with that Red Hat certificate. It's the gold standard for the industry. So if you're looking for roles, you have Linux administrator, DevOps, cloud engineering. This is what you can get with the Red Hat certificate. Whereas when you're in compTia, you're limited to help desk or basic networking type of roles. So in my opinion, Red Hat is the number one certificate that you should be targeting. Now, where can you start to learn? Red Hat, compTia. If you chose to learn any of them, I know there are lots of videos online that teaches you for compTia A+. Professor Messer he's a really good instructor for compTia Linux Plus. But taking a Red Hat course, I haven't looked at any videos. However, there's a lot of Red Hat books you can learn. I cannot recommend a specific one to you because there's a lot of them that is very good. But you have to know which version of Red Hat you're studying for. And as I said previously, we in RHEL 10. So this is what compTia covers for their exams, and this is what Red Hat covers for the exam. So this is what they expect you to do. Now, when it comes to getting the test, okay, when you have to do your test for the Red Hat certificate, I always recommend to go to a college or go to a school that offers the test. And yes, you can go to a school and take your test for Red Hat. I'm not sure for compTia. I know you can do it online. You book the test, you can do it online. I think there are some centers you can go in and book your compTia test. But I know for a fact Red Hat, you can book your test to a college or a university. My opinion, I strongly recommend you go to the college, because if you do it from home, you have a lot of setting up to do, right? And I think you need a camera, and the proctor need to see you, and I think you need to put a camera over your keyboard as well to for certain things. So to save you all of this, it's just best you go to a college and get certified. Most companies, if they're hiring you to work in that department, in the Azure department or in the AWS department or in the Red Hat department, they want to be very specific on what certificates you own. When I took the Linux course in school, I never learned a specific distribution. They just taught us on the terminal how to do stuff on the terminal. They were never Fedora specific or Red Hat specific or Ubuntu specific. It was not any of this. They just showed us how to work on the terminal, how to use things on the terminal. But when you take the Red Hat course, it's very specific to Red Hat. So if someone is hiring for someone to work in their Linux department, and they know that their product they're using Red Hat Enterprise, they would prefer someone who have a Red Hat certificate over someone who have a computer programming or a computer science degree. It's just the truth. So get your Red Hat certificate, be Red Hat certified, and you'll be fine. You'll do good. You'll get a job in the tech world. So that's it for this video. Hope you have learned something. If you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in the next video.